Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. It's TBR time today. Let's go and see what I've planned for my May reading. So I've said this a couple of times, but I've had a bit of a tough time recently. Frequent flyers will notice that my regular video schedule has been all up in the air for a couple of months. We've had a lot going on in the family, and actually as it happens, by the time this video is scheduled to go live, I will be on a train several hours into a trip up to Scotland for a family funeral. So yeah, lots going on, not a great time for myself or the family, but hopefully very shortly things will be getting back on track. I've got a few big proofreading projects coming in as well. One of those is scheduled to land on my desk basically just as I'm getting back home, so I've no idea what my reading for May is going to be like. I'm hoping to get a good bit of reading and or listening done on the train to and from Scotland, but that remains to be seen. So as far as my reading plan for May goes, I don't know if I'm being a bit too ambitious. We will find out. I've got 2 books that I am probably carrying over depending on how the next few days go to the end of the month, and then I've got a novella and a few other books that I'm planning in. So let's just dive in. I'm going to start with the books that I'm carrying over just in case I don't get those finished in the last few days of April. But first of those, I did mention it in my last TBR video, I'm reading at the moment Parallax by Amber Torrow. This is book 2 of Sentient Stars. Book 1 was Umbra, and I really enjoyed that one. It was a great narration. I did the audiobook for it. This one, I've got an early review copy. It comes out on the 20th of May, and I haven't got the audio for it. I don't know where that is in the plans, but I'm reading this one digitally. So it's a little bit of a different experience, but so far I'm really enjoying it still. So that is absolutely fantastic. With many of these titles, they're not first books in the series, so I'm not going to go into the plot points for them, but Parallax is a sci-fi, it's a bit of a space opera. There's lots going on with 3 POVs, and I really like the POVs that we've got. I like the characters, I like their interactions, and they're all off doing their own thing, but they do come together now and then in the story as well because our characters do know each other. So I really like how this one's going. I loved how Umbra turned out, and this one has just started off pretty much in the same vein. So yeah, great times reading Parallax so far. The audiobook that I'm listening to at the moment is, again, a continuation. This one is a book 3 in a series. It is The Death of Dulgaf by Michael J. Sullivan, which is part of the Rhaenyra Chronicle series. Now, this is one that I've picked up again. I think it was last year that I picked it up after not being able to get through the first book. I just didn't vibe with it for some reason, even though the characters, Royce and Hadrian, and the what I call the main series, Rhaenyra Revelations, they're my favourites in fantasy. They're among my favourites, I should say. I really do love these characters and how they interact with each other. Their banter is up there with the best I've read in fantasy. But yeah, I'm really happy that I dived back into this series and was able to get on with it. Maybe it made that difference, I don't know, doing it by audiobook, but yeah, I'm having a good time with the narration. I'm partway through, as I say, book 3, The Death of Dulgaf at the moment. All individual stories, so they're not necessarily a continuation. It's just different chapters in the life and the legend, I guess, of Rhaenyra, this mercenaries for hire group that Royce and Hadrian are the key components of. But yeah, really enjoying the story so far, really enjoying the characters, the writing, everything just works really well there. So I'm looking at that continuing as I get towards the end of The Death of Dulgaf. So then moving on to the books that I'm going to be starting as part of my May reading. Well, I'm continuing a series which is Crown of Stars by Kate Elliott. I'm going to be for month 5. I started in January, so I'm going to be on book 5. This is the biggest of the lot at, I think it's 1,038 pages. Book 5 is called The Gathering Storm. So again, it's a series I'm having a really good time with. I like the characters. I love just how expansive this series is. It's a huge series. They are very big, chunky books. There are 7 of them in total. So there's lots of scope in there for big, epic fantasy, and that's including the world building, which I think the author is doing a really great job with. I love learning about this world. You pick up something new in every single book. and it doesn't feel like it's just dumped on you. It's all really nicely integrated into the story. I love the battles that we've got in here as well, and I'm having a really good time anytime one of those pops up, because I just think the intensity of them works very, very well with how close we are to the characters. So yeah, really having a good time with this series. I'm so happy that I picked it up, and I'm looking forward to getting to the Gathering Storm, and then after that 2 more books, and they are both shorter. So as I say, the longest book in the series, the longest 2 were my April and May reads, and then it's going to be 2 shorter books to finish off the series for me. Another review copy that I'm going to pick up as my first digital read for May is the Malevolent Date by Sebastian de Castell. Now, I said before about the banter of Royce and Hadrian, I love Sebastian de Castell's characters and how they have great banter as well, with the greatcoats by him being another one of my favourite series. The Malevolent 7 I really enjoyed, and you got that same kind of feeling, so I'm looking forward to more of that in the Malevolent 8. One of my friends, Terry, has read it and loved it, so I'm expecting to do exactly that as well. I don't actually know the story of this one, where we go in beyond it just being a continuation of the Malevolent 7, but I don't need to know what to expect with this one, because I know what I'm going to get from the author and from the character as well, and the kind of the world that we've got with these travelling wonderists, these magicians that you have, who all have different skills, different kind of subsections of the magic that they deal with. And yeah, I just think it was really well written, really well described as well, the magic in the Malevolent 7. So yeah, looking forward to a good continuation of that one in the Malevolent 8. This one comes out on May the 22nd, so it won't be too long before you can get your hands on it as well, if you don't have an early copy like I have. Then I've got my patron picks, and as they all want to do, my patrons, I gave them a choice of 3 books to pick one of my reads for May, and yeah, they ended up picking 2 of them as a draw. So I can't remember the last time actually they picked a clear winner. It was probably only a couple of months ago, but it does seem that they end up picking out a draw more often than not. I've decided to look provisionally, at least, at adding both of those titles to my May TBR. The first one though that I'm going to do is an audiobook, so this one is definitely in the plan. This one is Dark Sky. Is it Dark Sky? Yes, Dark Sky by Mike Brooks. This is book 2 of Keiko. All 3 of the books in this sci-fi trilogy start with dark, so I just wanted to make sure that I had the correct one there. This one, I really, again, enjoyed the first book. That one was Dark Run. It was kind of a reverse heist. Instead of going in and stealing something, this group is going in to plant something. And I liked that different kind of dynamic that you got, but I really liked the characters. There's probably one in particular that really stood out for me and kind of didn't make the book because it didn't need making for me, but made it stand out a little bit more for me at least. So yeah, really excited to get back into this one. It's one of the series that I've put on my 2025 reading plan because I had such a good time with the first book and want to continue and finish this series. So that's going to be an audiobook that I pick up for May, and the physical read, if I get the time to do it, is also one from my 2025 reading plan. This one is the Harlequin's Legacy, the only one of these titles today that I've actually got a physical copy of to show you. This one is by Andres Rosas Hot, and I don't know what to expect from this one. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it. It is on my reading plan as part of my out of my comfort zone category, because the author offered me a copy of it and I thought it did sound pretty cool and it looks great. I love that cover, but it is outside of my comfort zone because it's maybe a little bit YA in the theme of it, and that's not something that I generally tend to read. This one says, dare to dream, dare to believe, dare to embrace your legacy. In the enchanting land of the Vale, the grand city of Pivot stands as a beacon of innovation where scientific progress clashes with the now dwindling beliefs in magic the place once held. Just outside of Pivot, 17-year-old Pascal has spent his life at the Skystead home for orphan children. Life outside of the orphanage seems ceaselessly interesting, and shielded from the rest of the world, he wants nothing more than to explore. Already puzzled by unanswered questions about his past, Pascal's concern deepens as he learns about a grim mystery of local children's disappearances. It's quite a long synopsis, so I'm not going to read all of it. Again, I do like to go into books blind, so that serves a good purpose for me as well. But yeah, if I don't get on with this one, it's still going to find a happy home because I'm just going to pass it on to my wife, who is also quite interested, and my daughter maybe in a couple of years' time as well. At the moment, she's a little bit disturbed by the cover. It's a little bit scary for her, she says, but at least you don't have to look at the cover when you're reading the book itself. And then I said I've got a novella, so the last book that I've got on my reading plan for May, if I just get up a synopsis for it, is called Son of the Thunder Goddess by Andrew Levesque. This is an epic fantasy novella. Again, it's just a review copy that the author offered me, and it came out in March 2025, if I'm not mistaken. It says, even gods die. The city of Briddenham is besieged. Sarlacc, the demigod, leads an army of thousands to its walls, eager to pillage and kill. Covered from head to toe in tattooed runes, he bears the blessing of the gods themselves. No weapon can pierce his skin. One by one, Sarlacc challenges the champions of Briddenham, taunting and killing them at will. Heroes fall, morale weakens. Sarlacc's victory is imminent. Only one man can stand against him. Athelwain, a lowly shepherd of Logran's countryside, longs for a life of heroic adventure. When Sarlacc's warriors slaughter his village, he sets out on a quest for vengeance, assisted by an ancient, long-forgotten god known only as the Maker. Now Athelwain must wield the power of this unknown deity to defeat his divinely protected enemy and thwart his bloody dreams of conquest. But there are enemies within Briddenham as well as without, and the gods, once angered, do not forgive. If Athelwain falls, his dream of justice dies with him, and all of Logran will fall to ruin. So that one sounds quite interesting. It does say it's great for fans of John Quinn, of which I definitely am one, and Anthony Ryan, of which I'm a bit hit and miss with. Yeah, hopefully this one's going to work for me. It's an epic fantasy novella inspired by the myth and history of Celtic Iron Age Britain, featuring feuding gods, immersive world building, and epic visceral battles. I like all of that stuff, so hopefully that's a novella that's going to work for me, if I can fit it in. If not, I'll just carry it over to June. So there we go, that's my May reading plan. A little bit ambitious maybe in the numbers, with some books carried over as well, but hopefully my reading time will go okay this month, especially with a little bit of time away. Yeah, we'll just see how it goes. What are you looking forward to reading in this coming month? Let me know in the comments down below. That's everything for today though. Hope to see you next time. Until then, take care of yourselves, read some good books. Bye for now.